Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a sit-down video, as you are telling, because I'm going to do a Q&A on my master. I'm taking a master in marketing for a year now, more or less. Like, I started in September of last year, and the first year of my master is almost ending. We are in June now. And I did a poll on my Insta stories for you to ask me questions, either in Portuguese or English. Even though this video is going to be entirely in English, I translated some of the questions, so they are all in English. And some of the things, they were not questions, but I'm also going to talk about them. I'm going to answer 10 questions about my master in marketing. I'm taking the master at University of Coimbra in Portugal, which is kind of the most distinguished university in Portugal. I've had some professors coming from Glasgow or other countries, or they are not like university professors, but they are keen on the marketing area or the subject we are studying, so they were like invited to give us some classes. Sometimes I don't understand why people are invited to give us lessons if they don't know how to teach somebody, because you can be really great in your area and in your field of study, but sometimes you are not great teaching other people and like sharing knowledge with other people. So that's something I don't really enjoy. Those are just for the looks and for the like networking part. I graduated from my bachelor last year in summer, and it was languages and business relations. So we had like economics, management, marketing, we had I don't know, organizational behavior and other stuff, and then we have languages applied into business, like we had English, but we were doing like negotiations, product adaptation. I chose this master because when I was in my bachelor, I found that I identified more with the marketing field. Like, from all the subjects we had, that one was the one I kind of liked more, so that's why I ended up choosing this master. And when I realized that I really liked marketing and I would like to study more about marketing, like more specifics, I just looked into every university there's in Portugal, private and public ones, and I just did like a research with a document. I would write down everything. What are the requirements to apply for this master? So I know that there are some masters in Portugal in the marketing field that you have to have some years of experience working already when you apply. But this one, I don't know if this is a new thing, because I kind of feel this is like a new structure, because I think that in the past you have to have like years of experience before applying to this one, but now you don't. Of course, you have to submit your curriculum, and you have to submit some other things like certificates in languages like English. You have to go to an interview, like a phone interview, but it's still, you have to answer some questions. Some people also ask me for the price, like how much do I pay to take this master in total. I'm going to answer that in the end, so you have to keep watching this video, but you can also look and search online, because that information is also open for everybody. What subjects do you have, and are they hard? Like, do you find the master harder than the bachelor? I kind of joined these two questions, but first I'm going to answer what subjects. You know, there are some subjects, they are mandatory for everyone, like statistics, quantitative methods, which I was like, I'm the type of student that always ran away from mathematics. I had economics on my bachelor, but it was the pandemic, so it was like an online test. So I had my dad helping me with the test. Now that I'm graduated, I can say that, because who is going to take my graduation certificate from me? No one. I have a lot of people in my family in the mathematics and physics like field, but not for me. So I was saying we have mandatory ones like statistics, quantitative methods. Also have like law. We have competition law. I don't know if it's the translation, but like competitors law, strategic marketing, and then we have like some optional subjects. We have like, I don't know, 10 options, and we can choose like 3 or 4, but it also depends with the credits. You can choose subjects that have 5 credits, or you can choose like subjects that have only 2.5 credits. So this is not like, I'm not going to explain the detail because that is explained on the platform of the university. So I'm just here like answering those spicy questions, or the ones that are not, of course, answered in the platform, because no one wants to know that. Overall, the subjects are also strategic marketing, sales management, digital marketing, branding, team management, emotional intelligence, market plan. I'm going to put like here the list of things you can have. Do I find it hard? I'm also going to answer a question now when I'm going to answer if I find it hard, which is like, do you have classes every day? Like, what's your schedule of classes? So I only have classes on Fridays and Saturdays because this master was planned and it was structured for people that are already working at companies, so they are free on the weekends, and some companies, they pay for their workers to go and take a master so they can develop some skills, and that's good for the future of the company. They just have to give Fridays afternoon to their workers because on Saturday there's no one at the companies. Since September till now, I don't have the same hours on Friday and on Saturday. I have like a calendar which I have to check every week because, for example, I can have like Friday, they always start at 2. Like Friday morning there are no classes, only in the afternoon, but they start like at 2 and they can go until like 7:30, but sometimes they end at like 4:30. It depends on the week because we don't have the same subjects every week. There are subjects, for example, I have one weekend, like 1 week of classes that I have just one subject on Friday and Saturday, which was like 13 hours of the same subject because the teacher was not from Portugal, so she just came, blah blah blah, and then she went to the country again. I don't think our master is harder than the bachelor, but I don't think it's also easier. But because we have more time to study, because we just have classes on Friday and Saturday, so we have all the entire week. Even if we are working students, I think we still have more time. Or not, because I'm not. Like, I'm now supervising exams at university and I get paid for that, but still it's just like 2 hours or 3 hours per day. It's nothing compared to working students that have to work like 5 hours at least every day. For me, I think it's easier in terms of time, so we have more time to organize ourselves, organize our week, organize our schedule, like organize our study plan, and in that way I think it's easier. But you know, like statistics, it was hard for me. It's not hard for me to learn because I can get there and I can solve the problems and I can understand, but I really have to do a reset on my mindset because I'm so against mathematics that if I'm not motivated in the beginning, it's going to be shitty. So I had to just accept, okay, you have to do this subject because you have to finish your master's. Do you have to write a thesis? One of the criteria when I was choosing this master was to finish your master, you can either write a thesis or take an internship and then write like a pseudo thesis about that internship, but it's not the same thing for people that are already like 30 or 40 years old in my master and they have a job. Of course they are going to write a thesis, but for me I think it's better and it's more relevant for me to take an internship and maybe get offered a position there or not, but still, like, I think I need experience now. I have to be in the field rather than just writing on a computer and investigating things that, you know, it's not an investigation area, I guess. So no, I don't have to write a thesis. I can choose between those two options, and that's one of the criteria I had when I was choosing the master. I was never forced to take a master from my parents or anyone. Like, no one told me like, now you are going to take a master and then you can do whatever you want, but your finish line is the master. No, but I always had in my mind like, I want to take a master. Up to that point, then I see if that's my finish line regarding studying or not, but at least a master. And now that I'm in the master, I'm saying no, this is the finish line. Like, I'm so tired of studying. Of course, people that are already working, they say, oh, but those are the best years of your life. I don't earn money. I have no interest at all of like taking a PhD or something. What kind of students? As I was saying, I'm in the group of the youngest people there because everyone is 2001 and down. Everyone comes from like a different background. I also had that idea when I was in the bachelor, but it was not the same because most of the people that take a bachelor, they come from high school. And now I have classmates that they did like a year of an internship and then they took a master. Other ones that they come from bachelors that are far from the marketing field. They come from like chemistry, engineering, pharmacy. That's nothing related to marketing, and they are here now. People that are already working for several years. People from other countries. The first months when I was there, I was like, what is this? I'm a baby in here. Like, I don't feel I belong here, because I was like kinda with imposter syndrome, because I don't deserve being here. I have no experience, like I have nothing to give to these people. Like, they have a lack, at least if it's like a brief working experience, at least they have something. And I have like nothing to give you. Like, I know I'm not a plus here. How long does it take to take a master? My master is 2 years, and I think most of the masters here are 2 years, but it's not like 2 full years. The first one is full of subjects, and like it's a normal college here. Like, you have classes, you take exams, you do some projects, and that's it. And the second year is the one that you have to write a thesis or take an internship. Of course, you can write your thesis whenever you want. Like, you can just keep paying for the master and write the thesis in 5 years. We just have one subject next year, which is a subject that we have like once a month for us to prepare to write the thesis. So I'm not even taking that one, I'm just going to the exam, I guess. Do I think we should go to a master right away, or work or do a sabbatic here in between? I don't know, because from my point of view, I came right away from the bachelor and it's working for me. I'm being able to do the subjects in a great path and like with some success. I know, like, sometimes we are discussing things in class, or like teachers and professors, they ask some questions and I feel I don't have that knowledge already and that vocabulary. Like, when we were having law, I had no vocabulary. Like, when I had to study, I had to learn like a new language. I felt that I had to learn a new language, and sometimes that's something that I do feel, is that I'm behind in some world knowledge and like life financial knowledge that I don't have, and I also don't care. Like, I find myself sometimes looking at other classmates that are older than me and I'm like, okay, you know that, but I'm looking at you and you seem like I'm visualizing, like I'm imagining my mother talking or my father talking about that, you know, like it's something that I don't know, but I also don't have interest on knowing, because it seems like a different reality, like it's the future, but it's not for the moment, but I know it is because I'm almost working. I don't think they view me as a adult. I also don't view me as adult. Do you think it is relevant to take a master for your future career? I don't know, because I'm not there yet, but I hope so, because I'm paying so much money, and I'm also like, it's not wasting, but spending so much time like in studying and doing things for college, that it better pay off in the future. I've had some feedback from people. What is valued nowadays is your experience and the way you just solve problems, your attitude, rather than your hard skills, like your academic experience. I think, from my point of view. I also took a master because these days everyone has a bachelor. Everyone in Portugal can take a bachelor, like almost everyone, if they want. I think it's not about the money anymore. In the past, like at my parents' age, no one had a bachelor. Some people didn't even finish high school. But nowadays, if I just took the bachelor and went straight to working, I had nothing differentiating factor between me and other people. Everyone now has a bachelor, like everyone can take a degree. We have a lot of scholarships at college, at public college, so it's really easy. I guess I'm also coming from a privileged perspective, but I'm saying, like, I'm considering all my classmates from the degree with all their backgrounds. I think everyone, if they have the will to do that, they can go and take a bachelor. That's also why I took a master, and I was like, okay, this is like the last effort, you can do it. Not everyone then can go to a master because I think there are less scholarships, it's harder to get accepted, but still I think a lot of people take a master these days. I guess like in a few years the PhD is the one that is going to differentiate people. I have nothing against finishing at your bachelor or finishing at high school, like you do whatever you want. I'm just showing my point of view, like why did I choose this master. It's also because I thought it's a bonus for my future career. How much do I pay for my master? I pay, any guesses? In total, like the 2 years that I'm going to take the master, I'm going to pay 4,000 euros. It is expensive for Portugal. I know that like in France and US, UK, it's 4,000 euros. It's like a low cost brand. For Portugal, you have to pay 4,000 out of your pocket, and you cannot do loans. To just wait and pay the 4,000 when you are working, you have to pay them now with no money. So my parents, of course, they are financing me, and that's it. I hope I helped you with some information. I identify with this master. That was one of the biggest like concerns of me, is are you going to like the master when you are there? Like, because I didn't apply for any other masters, I just applied for this one, and I just felt like, okay, this have to work. I really am finding it interesting. I had some reviews, other people saying I'm not learning new things, I already know all of these things, but those people come from marketing bachelor, so it's not like surprising you are not learning anything new. But I came from a bachelor that incorporated all the subjects in the business field, and marketing was one of the subjects, but it was not the main one at all. I'm developing my knowledge in that field because I just knew the basics, 101 marketing. You have to also think about your background, what's your bachelor. If you are considering taking a master or taking my master, you can also DM me on Instagram. You can listen to my podcast that comes out every Sunday on Spotify and YouTube. I love sharing things with you guys. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!